Hi Kings, my name's Henry Arnold. If I'm squinting at you, it's because I'm using a green screen. Ms. Coulier, I think that is certainly above and beyond. But the green screen needs bright lights to work, and the lights are very bright in my eyes. So that's why I might be squinting sometimes. Now, the book I read was The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. The song in the background you hear is Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z, and the picture on my green screen is a picture of New York City because, as you may have guessed, the setting of my book is in New York City. Now, the mood of this book I thought was rebellious and independent because the main character, Holton, after getting kicked out of his private school, takes a little vacation all by himself without telling his parents to New York City. The tone of this book was a tone of isolation and loneliness, and the conflict was man versus the world because it's just Holton against New York City. One of the themes in this book was the painfulness of growing up. Holton as a character is very interesting because he wants to have these friendly or not friendly relationships with people, and so he talks to them, but he also has this desire for isolation. So he'll talk to people, he'll try to make friends, but then he'll just push them away because he wants his isolation. And these two things are the exact opposite, and it ends up driving him insane in the end because he wants the two exact opposite things at the same time. So for the summary of this book, I'll be going somewhere where the lights aren't so bright, and I'll see you there. Now, The Catcher in the Rye is set in the 1950s, and the main character is Holden Caulfield. Holden is attending a private school, but gets kicked out because he fails 4 of his 5 classes. Although he isn't scheduled to leave home for 3 more days, he ditches school and goes to New York City to spend his money and have a good time before facing the wrath of his parents. He checks into a hotel and spends the night in the lavender room and hits on women way older than him, which was a little weird. But they just leave and lay the entire tab of the night on him. As he's going up the elevator to his room, the operator asks him if he would like a prostitute for $5 for the night. Keep in mind, this is 1950s $5, not 2015 $5. Anyways, Holden eventually says yes, but when she arrives at his room, he chickens out and pays her $5 and asks her to leave. She leaves but comes back with the elevator operator asking for another $5. Holden refuses, and the operator punches Holden in the stomach, steals $5 from his wallet, and leaves. The next morning, Holden wakes up and calls a girl he used to date named Sally and tells her he wants to go to a play with her. She agrees, and after the play is over, they go skating. They skate for a while and then get to a table to eat at. Sally, we should run away and get married and move to an isolated cabin in Vermont.
Oh, Holden, that sounds awful. I'd literally rather do anything than do that.
You know what, Sally? You're a pain in my butt. I don't need you.
Holden, I don't need you either. You suck. You're always mean.
You're always mean. I hate you.
I'm just gonna leave, Holden. Goodbye forever.
You, haha. This previous scene was important because it shows Holden's need for relationships when he tries to marry Sally, but then it shows him pushing her away as soon as she gets angry at him because he just laughs at her instead of trying to make amends. And it really shows how he wants relationships, but then he ends up wanting isolation and pushing people away. This concludes my video project for The Catcher in the Rye. I'd like to thank Yuri Gaviria for being strapped and having fits and dressing up for me. Thank you.
Go Kangs.